In this video, we're talking stakes, but not that kind of stake, these kind of stakes. And these are really helpful in builds. This is one of the original hack videos that we made a while back. We wanted to update it and share with you guys in case you don't remember this solution or don't know how to use this in your build. This is a simple stake you can get at Lowe's, and it comes in a variety of lengths. This one I think is the 18-inch, 18-inch, and it's pretty much just a standard stake similar to a piece of rebar, has a point on the end so you can easily hammer this into the ground. And this is meant to be used in construction situations where you need to make concrete forms, but we found it really useful for empty conduit builds because this is 0.75 inch or 3/4 inch diameter, which fits really well inside of 3/4 inch EMT conduit, as you can see here. Now it's not perfect, there's a little bit of slop, but it fits really nice and works really great for adding a secure anchor for builds. And you can get really long versions of this that stick up really far in your build. But if you're working outside, building a sunshade around your concrete patio, or you got holiday decorations you need to secure in place, whatever it might be, if you need a strong secure point for a vertical piece of conduit, this works really well. And what's really exciting too is even if you're building something like a cube, like we see all the time, like I said, with sunshades, usually when you put some of the maker pipe connectors on, you can utilize the through pipe connection and still utilize the fact that this is hollow on the inside. So for example, if you put a 90-degree connector on here and you have this rectangular cube, you can still put this flat on the ground and you don't have to worry about the connector interfering with the rebar pin. So you pretty much can still slide that over top of it and utilize that function. And recently, somebody in the community did something similar, but they did it for a horizontal piece of conduit. Because obviously, if you use this in your build and have this running along, you can't secure this because it's just going to hit against the rebar. So what they did is they actually secured this to the ground, and they picked up some of the rebar U-shaped stakes, as you can see here. This is one that we kind of DIY'd because we couldn't find any locally available, but I'll link some down below that you can use. And they make a J-hook version of this and then a U-shaped hook. But essentially it's just a standard piece of rebar, piece of metal that you can utilize by essentially just staking this into the ground over top of a horizontal piece of conduit. And it's really inexpensive and works really good for securing your horizontal EMT conduit pieces in your builds to the ground, and you don't have to worry too much about when picking up and carrying off your build. Of course, you'd always want to be mindful of that and do your own testing. It kind of reminds me of this more in-depth solution that we covered on the channel a while back, which is essentially just a spiral ground anchor that you can spin into the ground and then slide the empty conduit through this pin. This is another great option if you want a more advanced version of this, but if you're on a budget and you need to secure your build, whether it's using these for the verticals or these for the horizontals, either way, it's a great solution, and you can add some security to your outdoor builds, and it works great. So hopefully you guys found this useful, and if you did, let us know how you're going to use it down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.